Hi there. So today we will see how to do SEO optimization with page in the GroovePage funnel. Actually, in this first part video, we will do a site review of a site that I own that I actually made. I will give you the context of it, and I'll also share with you my checklist to do a review of sites. This is the first part, and the second part it will do the fix of the site. So we will improve the site and check what is the impact on the SEO score actually. So if you want to be notified of the next video, just subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. So let's do it. So we have mainly two type of SEO. SEO is uh, a vast subject, but we have mainly two types. So we have off-page SEO, which is actually having links from other site to your site give you a better ranking, actually give you more authorities. So this is the things like backlink from Facebook, from other blogs, that kind of stuff. So you can improve your off-page SEO by, for example, doing a guest blog. So you can do article on other blogs that have already a good rating and link back to your blog or your site, your personal site. We have on the other end on-page SEO, and these on-page SEO, it's more things that you can act on your page. Some of these are done already by GroovePages, but other things are to be made by you on or have to be considered by you when you build your site. So the checklist for GroovePage. So we have mainly three, I organize that in three categories of SEO. So we have technical stuff where it's like title, metadata, that kind of stuff. We have content. So this is like keyword density, relevance of the content that you're giving for a specific keyword. And we have structure. So having a site that is well structured, a page that is well structured. So don't forget that basically SEO optimization and ranking is a marathon, not a sprint. So usually this what I mean by that is that it's a long process. You do things, you hope it work, and you see over time the thing how you can improve it and how you can make it better. So that's why we can use tool to have guidance, but it will not make you at the first page of Google on one day, actually. So, and in the end, Google wants to have good content that solve the search query of the end user. So this is all related to the uh, keyword finding. So when you build a page, when you build a video, you want to answer something that the user wants. So usually we refer that at query from the user in Google, and you want to have good content. So our objective overall will be to give an awesome user experience to our visitor with good, easy to find and consume content. So this is our big objective. So everything that you do on your SEO, it's not for, but yes, at the end it's for improving your searchability and to be found in Google or in YouTube and whatever. But you want to give value to your end user. So you want to give good content, good structure, something that is consumable for them. So the checklist on the technical side. So in the technical SEO that I was talking, so we have uh, having a title that is not too long. You will see later on that you can have different information. You can have a too long title, have a metadata description, meta tag, having only one H1. So actually, this is something that I lived with GroovePages. You can take sometimes template or more. You can, if you build a few block, if you build, you take a few block together from the templates section of GroovePages, you may be ending up with more than one H1. And this comes back to the fact of having a coherent uh, page structure because H1, H2 are for styling, but they are also giving importance to the content of your page. And this will also help, for example, people with having difficulty reading. So if they have a screen reader, the H1, the H2, the H3 give the structure of your page. So having more than one H1 is a bad thing at some point, but when you build your template in Groove Pages, it's possible that you take a few building blocks and these building blocks all have H1. So we will see an example later on. Have a title attribute for your link. So also this is also for the screen readers. Having alt attribute on image. So if X, for example, an image don't load, you will see a replacement text. So this is a quick. It's easy to fix in Groove Pages. Have optimized image. So in that kind of in this space is really important because this will refer to speeds of loading your site. So this means that if you have page that are image that are optimized, you have two ways of optimizing the size, like the size of the image, like a big image or a small image, and you have also the compression of the image. So basically, the image is optimized for it. So I will show you this in a few moments in my demo site. Have image in good format. So JPEG, PNG. You will use JPEG for good quality. You will use PNG if you want image that are transparent. Never use bitmap image. So it's kind of an uncompressed format that could be, it's not working with the web actually. So if we continue on the technical side, having an open graph image and description for social media sharing. So this is something that you can define in Groove Pages at the page level or at the site level. And this is when people will share your site on Facebook. This is the description that will show up, and I will show you how it can impact the way of not publicizing, but actually the way that your site is shared. Having rich search snippet, so article, local business. When you do, for example, optimization for local business, having more, they talk about microdata into the site will be able to give more information to the end user or to the search engine, and the search engine will be to be able to surface this information in your search results. Having Google Analytics and a Webmaster Console, because the Google Analytics will let you know who's on your website, from where they come, how long they stay. So this is good to see if they are all just coming and going. The Webmaster Console will give you also if Google is finding error on your site, like page that are not crawlable, that kind of stuff. This will help you to follow up on your site. Be mobile friendly. So Google is putting mobile indexing first now, so you will have a better ranking in Google algorithm if you have a mobile friendly site. So this Groove Page help us a lot with this. Have secure HTTPS sites with Groove Page. We're also going that way with Cloudflare. So on the technical side, the missing part. So this is mean that we have some things that we want to, or we may want to do with SEO, but we cannot do right now with Groove Page as December 2020. So for example, we cannot edit the robo.txt file. So this is something if you want to avoid a certain part of your site to be indexed and that kind of stuff, or image, that kind of stuff. So this is something that we can use. Often also we do, as a best practice, use robo.txt file to say to the robot to index our site, that kind of stuff. But we cannot do this right now into Groove Pages. You could have a workaround for this if you're not hosting your web page in Groove Pages, in GrooveFunnel. For example, if you extract the page from Groove Pages and you upload it on your own website by FTP, so then you can add a robo.txt file. But for now, we are not have an option on off for this in Groove Pages. Sitemaps. So sitemaps also is not something that is given by Groove Pages for now. But if you have the way of exporting the site into a file and upload it on your web server, then you can put a sitemap side by side with your other files and say to Google, these are my site structure. The sitemap, if you do the Google Analytics and if you do the Google Web Console, Google will know that your site exists, and this will help to find your site. After that, what will be good is that you have on, for example, your own page linked to other page on your site, so Google will be able to crawl your website. Optimize WebP image. So this is a new format of image that is more optimized than the JPEG that we saw earlier. So this is something that probably GroovePage will do at some point by itself. For now, what is sad, if I may say it, that we cannot upload WebP image, so it's not supported that way. So even if we want to optimize by ourselves, we cannot do it. But in the future, I think I heard that they will do it by themselves. They will do it for us. So for the checklist on the content side, so the things that we think about, so having titles. So the title of your page is pretty important because actually this is what show up in your site, in your Google search result. And often what we suggest that to have the localization, for example, if you are a lawyer into Miami. So you put lawyer Miami. So you put the location in the target because when people search, they're searching for lawyer near me, lawyer Miami. So they will help to find you. Also having a target keyword in your page. So if you do a page, not the home page per se, but if you have a page for a specialized product or service, having the target of the keyword targeted in your page into the title will help. Same thing here on the content side, having in the H1 the targeted keyword. So having the site URL in the keyword, this is not something that you can always do, but when you can do it, it will help a lot to have it. You can have it also in the page URL, so this can also help it because it's kind of in the URL also. So content with the main keyword and synonyms. So like we said earlier, we often say content is king, so we want to solve or to resolve the keyword or the search that the user is doing. So when people search, for example, for lawyer in Miami, we want to give a page where you will see that they explain what is the lawyer is and what is your shop of lawyer is, and you are in Miami, so this will get up more, they will show up more easily in the search engine. Have standard page like privacy, term of service. So these are also good practice to be looking professional and to have a good standing with your website. How to do all this? So we have free tools like SEObility. So this is one of many. I'm using this one because I find it useful and I like it. It's free. Google Page Speed will also help us to do this. TinyPNG. So this is another way to. This is one of the two parts that I told you about optimizing image. So you have the size of the image, like the dimension, and you have the size, the weight of the image. So TinyPNG will help us to have a lighter image, so they load faster. The Google Search Console, Google Analytics, and GroovePage, GrooveFunnel. So usually, as usual, we need a GroovePage and GrooveFunnel account. If you don't have a GroovePage or GrooveFunnel account, you can use the link below to open a free GroovePage account for life. So thank you for Slide Carnival for my template. So I will go to the review of the site. So here we are actually. So this is the site that I'm currently targeting. This is a site that I have made actually pretty fast in a course in a 7-day challenge. So I took a 7-day challenge with Tao actually, and I had each day something to do, and at some point I had to build a site. So I built a site for the brand that I was building. So the brand is youareinc.com. As you can see here, we have privacy page, term of use, affiliate disclosure. So these are the standard page that I was saying that is good to have in your site. So, and it's pretty simple site. It's only a one-pager, an about me section, and a contact me form that is connected actually, I think, with SendGrid. So I done another video on how connecting forms with SendGrid or Zapier. I will reference it in the link above. But this site has a lot of problem, if I may say, that we can see here. So this is my checklist. So do you have a page title? Do you have a metadata description? These are all the things that we saw together a few moments ago. So you see I have standard page, so this is yes, pass, cool. Uh, Actually, and so what we will do, we will go over this. One thing that we also can do, so when we want to know and see if we are indexed and if we are crawl, actually if Google knows us. So what we can do, we will use sites in search in Google, and you will type the URL of your sites. So HTTPS / the name of your site. This will tells you what Google see from your site. So you will see here that it suggests me Search Console, but how can I help you? The root, policy, term and condition, uh, or affiliate disclosure, how can I help you? So, but you see that in the search result, actually, this is something that how can I help you is not really a good title actually for the site. And you see that this is basically something from the site. It's the text that is here that Google look at my title here. You find that home is the title of the page, which is not giving value for the end user. It look at the next H1 because this is a H1 here. It look at the next H1, which is welcome, which is again not a good text. So it took this one. So it took the H1 of my site actually to give the title of my site, but this is not really the mission of my site, or it's not really how I want to be shown actually in Google. So this is the thing that we'll have to fix. So I will have to fix this here. You see your term and condition show like this, but without the how can I help you here. So this is how Google see me actually. So we will try to fix all this actually, because when you do titles for your pages and meta tag description, actually you suggest content to Google, so you are more in control of what actually you are giving to Google to show up for you actually. So one thing that we will do, it's actually go into SEOability.net, and we can do here a search. So you enter your website here and you click analyze site, and it will process and give you a rating actually. So you see you talk about metadata information, page quality, page structure, link structure, servers, external factors. So this is the things that this site check actually. So you see here the task that you have to do. It tells me that unnecessary welcome greeting on page title. This is not good because actually, and this is something that Google prevents or actually do for us. Use only one H1 heading. Try to reduce the number of CSS here. We don't have with Groove Pages the handle on that, so we cannot do this actually. This will not be able to be done. Try to reduce the number of JavaScript. This also will not be able to be done. Review and improve page title. So this is where we will, at the next video, I will go through this with you and optimize all these things, and we will move forward actually in optimizing the site. So, but you see here, it say that my title is too short. Okay, basically, you say the title contain home, which is not good. So I should do something for that. It talks about the size actually of the text here, and they have a small thing here that is optimized title that is pretty neat. So you can write here so for example helping you build your online businesses with tools. So you see here that this is like a preview of what you look into Google, and this is the space that it took. If you write too much stuff here at some point, what's happening is that Google will truncate the text. So you can put more text into your title page, but it will not show up in the search engine. So it's important. That's why it's important to, for example, put your location at the start, put your keywords at the start in the title of your page. Same thing for the description or the keyword. So this is a neat tool that is in this free site. What other thing that we have? So this is fail, page title, fail, meta description, fail, meta tag. So do I have a meta tag? So meta description, crawlability, okay. So these usually are good with Groove pages because actually it's already done. This here is something that we don't have control over actually on Groove pages. So for example, I speak French. I may make site in French, but I will not be able to change the HTML language actually uh, for the page. So it's not a big deal, but it's a flexibility that will be great to have in Groove page actually. The domain, the page URL, doc type, okay. So here you see metadata, so no description, no keyword, so keyword fail. More than one H1, I think, yes, fail. Do you have coherence in H2, H3? So if I came in page content actually, um, so regarding the H1, so do we have coherence in H1, H2, H3? My page, if I go back here, you see that I have H1 heading, heading is structure perfect, but I have H1, H1, H2. So I'm not that much structure actually. So this is something that I will say that is fail echoes because of the H1, H1. Does your link have title attribute? If we go, I'm not internal link. You see attribute, external, okay, anchor text, okay. Um, so this is okay. Image have alt attribute. If I just still looking, I'm not sure if they gave us this, but I know that I don't have alt attribute on image actually. Um, so this is fail. So image the right size. So for this will not tells you, but when you come into your site, you see my image here is that size here, and this one here. So if I click here and I say open in a new tab, you see that this image is basically the same size as this image. But when I came here and I do open in a new window, actually a new tab here, you see that this image is way bigger. So this means that the size of this image is not well sized. So I have to reduce the size of this image, and I will probably have to compress it. So these kind of too big could be found in not in this tool here, which is SEO ability, but could be found in page speed. So page speed gives you so for example the rating of on mobile and the rating on desktop. So you see here on desktop say property size image. So this means that and you give me this image as too big actually. Um, and you also say save image in a next gen format. So this is something that I told you that was not able probably to do it uh, right now with the WebP image actually. So we'll try to optimize that actually in the next video and to upgrade this score here. And on the mobile side, you see also the site is working well. So the things that we can properly size image, same thing here. Uh, so probably giving a bit more love on the image size will help us have a better rating. If we come back here, so these will also be failed. Um, so failed, failed. Having the image in the right format. Probably we can do JPEG 2000. We'll see that. Open Graph. So Open Graph is when we share a site. If I come here and for example, I click here on, I want to say super site come see. I take https:// rinc.com. You see that it's doing well actually, but you see home here, and this is it takes the first image, but I can choose to override this image that is shared with the Open Graph image. So I didn't use it. It's a best practice to use it. So I will create an image for it, and you will see that the next time that we test this, we will have a better rendering of this. After that, um, mobile friendly. We saw when we come to Groove pages, as we can remember here, we have the uh, mobile first viewing. So my site looks not so bad actually into each. You can probably add a bit more padding here, but I think it's because of the menu here. So probably so it seems to be good actually. So I think mobile friendly is passed. Using HTTPS is passed also. Robotext, sitemap, and web page image. So these are the things that we cannot fix actually with Groove. Having a Google account set up, we will set up an account next time. So it's fail also. But actually, I have a Google Analytics setup, but it's on another site. So I will do a setup with you in the next video. Same thing for the console here. So I will do a fail. Localization, target keyword, not available for me, but you know, you can understand the principle. H1, same thing. Site URL with keyword not applicable, and content with keyword syndrome not applicable. So if we look more a bit at content, when you come here, you see you say that I have basically not enough word actually in a page to have useful information. So probably I could add a bit more text and to be a bit more meaningful in my content. So it will be better here. Um, Other things, so Apple Touch icons not specified. So this also is something that we can do. That could be interesting. Tree image, I have no alt tag. So you see here, this is something that we can work on it. So this is also something that we will look at the next time in the video. But when you select an image here, you have the alt value here that will help us define the value, what the image is representing actually. It's a best practice and it's more for people with screen readers. Okay. Um, HTTPS is good. No alt tag specified, so we will fix this next time. Too much header, head one. This is something that I have seen with this site actually. Sometimes the H2 or actually one H heading structure of the pages say, oops, sorry. So I think it's a rendering from the system that is doing this because actually the my page don't have the oops, sorry in it. Actually, I checked multiple times. Link structure, so this is good. Also, server configuration, so this is a good score here. So this is the header. Backlink, yeah, I don't have backlink. It's okay. You see the preview of the search. How's it look? So this is overall what this tool give us. So I have a 59. We'll try to bump that up next time. I have also here 68 and 87, so we'll see what we can do for that. And we will use for that tiny PNG probably the Google Content Search, the analytics, and we'll see here on the long run how this result here could be improved on the visual side of it. So that's it for now. We went through all the things of the checklist. So a lot of other things could be made and to help us. So this is a success. It's a good startup checklist. Hope it helped. Subscribe if you want to be notified of the next video, part 2, and hit the like button if you like this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section below, and have a great day. Bye bye.